Event, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, and now also available on replay at EverTalk TV, available on Apple TV and Roku.
And it is Thought Thursday. We're going to talk about reacting versus responding. I know I used to be one of those girls, that's for sure, but we come together, know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with our truth so that we don't have to react anymore.
I love that.
It's much better, let me tell you.
Responsibility, reactivity, right?
Right?
Yes.
Sounds like a lesson I'm deeply in need of. But first I want to welcome our very special guest to the show. Good morning, everyone, back in the studio, and hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, look at that ray of sunshine. All the puns intended. Ray Cho is in the house. He is the founder of the Die Laughing Film Fest. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being with us today. So here on Good Morning Holland, we like to know a bit about your morning routine. What are you doing this week to get ready for your film festival?
Well, I'm trying to get as much sleep as possible, but my daily routine starts with my dog, which requires a lot of work. I walk her, I feed her, and it reminds me to take care of others, so I enjoy that.
Fantastic. It's awesome. So sweet. It's not what I expected him to say.
He's a ray of sunshine
Absolutely.
today. Elizabeth Fraley is in the house. She is the founder of Kinder Ready LA. She's getting our little ones ready to be a successful student. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us today. So tell us a bit about your morning routine and how you start your day.
Sure, usually you can find me swimming in the morning just to get the blood flowing, wake up. I've also been outside enjoying all my beautiful roses. They're all in full color right now. And I always start my day with a cup of organic coffee. So, yeah.
Love that. So you have an actual rose garden.
Yes.
Just
And
incredible.
it's in full bloom, every color imaginable.
Wow.
Wow. Goals.
I know, right?
I have like
the
one little
address.
plan.
Totally.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Jasmine Pena is in the house. Good morning, Jasmine.
Good morning.
Oh, well, thank you so much for being with us. When she came in, she brought a bevy of gorgeous jewels.
Oh,
Thank
heavy.
you.
Ah,
Yes.
can't wait to share them with you later in the show. But first, Jasmine, we want to know, how do you start your day?
I want my morning to start like hers, but unfortunately mine's a little bit more chaotic. I have a 3.5-year-old son, so I usually just nudge him and wake him up and get him dressed and get him ready for school. I do have my coffee on the road while I'm taking him there, but the first thing I always make him say every morning is, "Good morning, universe." And if he doesn't say it, I say it louder until he says it. And that's how I start my morning.
That is so cute. I didn't think anything could compete with like waking up and smelling the roses, like literally, but
Yeah.
that definitely
I think
does
we
the
need
job.
to change the name of the show.
I
Good
know,
morning,
right?
universe.
Yes, totally.
Morning, universe.
All about expansiveness. Yes.
Oh. Well, Alec Byrne is in the house, of course, with his super cool London Rock the Unseen Archive. He's premiering the exhibit tonight at Ron Robinson. Good morning, Alec.
Good morning, guys.
Thank you so much for being with us today and bringing a sneak peek of this incredible collection.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us, Alec, what is your morning routine? I'm sure you had some wild rock and roll nights, but how are you starting your day?
Well, I start my day with a tequila slammer,
There you go.
and that
Honesty. We love the honesty.
takes me through to lunchtime margaritas. No, really, I'm a bit of a news junkie, so I read skim read about 5 newspapers every morning. Some British, New York papers, and here in LA. So that's how I get my day going.
Wow. If I did that, I'd be deeply depressed. That's incredible.
That's
I love
why
him doing that.
There's tequila.
Exactly right.
Well, thank you all so much for being with us. We're excited to talk to you more later in the show.
Oh my gosh, so
Fantastic.
fun. It's another gloomy day. What's
I know.
up?
Is it going to
What?
change?
LA,
soon?
Los
We'll
Angeles,
see.
universe, what's going on?
I know.
We need to know.
My mom's been sending me these messages and been like, it's so sunny here back east.
Not here.
Not so much here in LA.
Listen, Mom, you need to stop tempting Rob Mack to move back to Miami. We're going to have a serious conversation about this. We're trying to keep him here in La La Land. Well, hopefully stick around long enough to come to our event tonight. I'm co-hosting with Neely Fisher. Her launch of Food You Want for the Life You Crave, this gorgeous cookbook. She was on the show earlier in the week, and we'll be at Alice and Olivia tonight in Beverly Hills. Will you be there, Rob?
Oh, love that. We will see. I hope so.
Or you
I
can
hope
come
so.
to our year anniversary of self-love lessons down at Hotel Figueroa, and I think there may even be tickets left, so you can actually DM me if you want to still come. We'll have probably 100, 150 women down this beautiful hotel that was built for women. for women to travel in the 20s. So it's really an honor.
I love that. It's the most incredible thing about LA. There are so many options, and they're all
There's lots of
health
options.
related and wellness related.
Dating related, you know.
Yes.
And of course, Hollywood related. I missed you two last night at the premiere of The Hustle, starring Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson. It was such a cool night. They blocked off part of Sunset Boulevard for the step and repeat, a la, the golden red carpet, and the place was packed. Of course, Anne Hathaway gave this special speech to Rebel Wilson at the top before the movie, and she said, this wouldn't have happened without you. And apparently, Rebel went to MGM and she pitched them a remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and she was going to call it Dirty Rotten Skanks. But it became The Hustle, and it was
Same thing.
so much fun. It was just a really great, super fun movie, and for men or for women. It's just, in my opinion, a Hollywood comedy classic.
Love
Oh,
it.
gotta
So many
check that one
events.
out.
Speaking of, next Tuesday night is Soul Society event, Girl Church over at Kimpton Lapeer 5-star Hotel. There are still tickets available there as well. So
Fantastic.
lots of events going on, you guys.
I know. Boy, it's hard to keep up.
Woo.
I can't keep up with my own schedule.
I
let alone
can't
your two.
either.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Sunshine.
I think that I haven't noticed until we've had the show of how much everyone's connected in how they feel. Because oftentimes, like, I'll feel great, say, whatever, 28 days out of the month, and there's always a couple days that maybe I'm off, and I'm amazed at how much other people are feeling the exact same thing, whether it be they have a similar headache or feeling weird. And I feel like this week there's a lot of people reaching out saying they're a little tired, which is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the pressure from the weather.
It could be. It could also be just the emotional contagion, right? Because we do know like emotion is the
sure.
most contagious element on the planet.
So break that down for me, Rob. Are you
Yeah.
saying scientifically, if Erin has a bad day, I have a bad day?
No, but you're more likely to have one because she
Really?
did.
Collective consciousness.
Yeah, it's a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Listen, LA, I want to have a good day. Get it together. It's going to be a good morning, LaLa Land.
That's right.
what we named the show.
That's right. So speaking of hashtag Thought Thursday, I think it's an important distinction of whether we're reacting or responding. I think it's such an important thing coming from, again, an ex-codependent like I was. I used to be one of those girls that would, see a text or do whatever in a relationship, and I would want to respond back like with whatever reaction out of my own, insecurities, out of my own belief system, out of my own trauma. And then there's that place between stimulus and how we respond, and that's where we call free will.
Absolutely.
Woo! It's a good thing, I'll tell you.
I used to always struggle with this concept of responsibility, and until I heard it broken down into the ability to respond, right? So you always have a choice in how you respond. I think we don't always recognize that or realize that because we're so used to knee-jerk reactions and just responding from emotion, but there's always an opportunity to do it differently.
Well, I'd really like to bring up the point of the person saying, I'm reacting or responding this way because of what you did.
Yeah.
So how do you navigate a situation like that?
I think it's a great one. I think there's another distinction, which is having your basic needs met versus being self-expressed. And I think that you will keep reacting or feeling like something isn't right if you're not living in alignment with your truth, which means that you're not fully being expressed the way you really want to be expressed, versus looking to somebody to fulfill your basic needs, which can never happen, by the way. So are you just staying in an environment that isn't your truth? It's not in alignment. And of course, I think you'll keep reacting as long as, you can't stay in something where it just doesn't work for you.
Yeah. I think you're really graceful about that, Jess. What's your secret?
Honestly, sometimes I just need to step away. And maybe that's not the smartest way or the most responsible, but I need a minute. I'm not quick to respond or quick to react because I want to be very careful and intentional with my words. So I'd rather say nothing at all, even if I'm just staring blankly at the person, until I can find that peace within myself to express the message that I need to say.
I agree with you. If you can't be kind, be quiet. If you can't be peaceful and positive, be quiet. That's always my, sort of mantra that I remind myself of. And I do think it's important to practice peace when it's easy. Like, trying to practice peace and non-reactivity, non-defensiveness in the face of someone who's very easily triggered or who's yelling and shouting is not probably
And also
the
there's
best time to do it.
communication types. So if people generally need to communicate more, they probably need to be with somebody who communicates a lot. If there's somebody who is like needs to take space, the other person takes space, it works more. But they found the common denominator in relationships that is kind of a must-have is you need to be able to work with the communication styles.
Yeah.
And some people need time. Some people need to get reactive and they need to pull away for a day or something. Some people that wouldn't work for.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the style. Everyone's
Yeah,
different.
it's true.
Finding your own groove.
Yeah, and either way, I'd say the key is to quiet your mind, right? You have to quiet the mind. You just
Damn
have
it,
to
that
quiet the mind.
thing.
Everybody wants to not do it that way and wants to find all these other cool tips and tricks, but at the end of the day, if you're a thinker and you're overthinking, you're always going to create or weave a story that ultimately will lead to your demise.
I've
right.
also found that taking a conversation and taking a walk can be beneficial. Somehow,
That jazz.
if you're standing there and you're looking straight at each other and you're arguing about whatever it is, or you have words to say that may be difficult, I would encourage you to take a walk and have that conversation.
Great idea.
Absolutely, mindfulness breaks are everything.
Pattern
I love that
interrupted.
jazz. Yeah. One of the things that one of my favorite spiritual teachers, Thich Nhat Hanh, would always recommend too was reminding yourself that there's a small child inside the other person, and just trying to connect with that, and or remembering that in 5 minutes, 5 years, 100 years, the other person will be gone, and so will you.
So put that angry man into a little red wagon and
right.
say, all right, 6-year-old,
That's right.
we're going for a walk. Let's go.
Hey, boo-boo, are you okay?
True.
I love it. Well, we have some great guests in the house. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to hear all about how they use their thinking for good. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Live from the Pasadena Civic Auditorium, it's the 46th Annual Daytime Emmy Awards, celebrating the best in daytime. So get ready for some major excitement.
Congratulations, by the way, on being honored tonight for the Lifetime Achievement Award. How does that feel?
Well, apparently this is the first time they do it for someone in the food world. So it's pretty exciting.
It's because of you I know how to poach an egg. Hi, Soledad. You know, we were just talking about how this jewelry can make us feel royal. How are you feeling
Thank
tonight?
you. Incredibly royal and a little teeny bit itchy because it's a little loose.
So, 16 years ago, is there anything you wish you would have known then that you know now?
That's a great question. I think what I've learned is nobody knows what they're doing.
So elegant and also fierce. I always say hashtag fashion speaks.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
I like that. What is this saying to you? What is it speaking for?
For me, it's speaking that you can be truly feminine and stand in your divine power.
Wow, I love that.
What a fashion moment! And we are welcoming the team behind Disney Junior's Vampirina. Congratulations on your win! This program has continued for decades to change the world. Congratulations! Yes, go high five! Celebrate! I'm so excited to see you just blossom. Celebrate and honor the hard work and talent of those who bring your favorite daytime programs to life. It's been an honor to join you. I'm Jez Moye. It's an honor to be with you on Connect TV at the 46th Annual Daytime Emmy Awards here in Pasadena. I'm so excited to welcome the nominees, the presenters, the special performers, and the hardest working talent in daytime television. General Hospital Emmy nominee Lisa, hi, congratulations. Hello, Anthony Rodriguez, Emmy nominee tonight. It's so incredible to honor your friends and family, the people that make your career a success. Vincent DePaul. Vincent DePaul is such a man about Hollywood. He's always popping in. You never know where you're going to see him next. Thank you for sharing this spot.
I mean, daytime people are the best in the world, and I could not share it with anyone more beautiful than you. So there you go.
I appreciate that.
No. Carolyn Hennessy here in the winner's circle with the beautiful Jesslyn Moye, who took over for me, and I think is probably stealing my crown next year, maybe. And we're just kind of discussing the red carpet or the Friday night.
Thank you for sharing your crown with me. It was such an incredible honor to cover the red carpet for the 46th Annual Creative Arts Emmys and to step in for you tonight.
It's fun.
What a moment to celebrate daytime television, and that we are welcomed and representing this family is truly humbling, and I am forever grateful for this experience.
Oh, please, my pleasure.
Honestly.
Your show, LaLa Land, which I was on and which I
Yes,
loved.
thank you.
Because the questions you asked were so interesting for me and for all the guests that day. Your show has a lot of heart.
We really do.
Yeah.
We really do. There is a positive shift happening in Hollywood, and that is heart. I do think so. I do, Carolyn. I believe we are on the rise, and we are on the rise together. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa, and I am so incredibly honored to welcome Alec Byrne to the show with his London Rock, The Unseen archive. Thank you so much for being with us,
Great to
Alec.
be here, guys.
Great to have you.
You know, I have been a fan of yours and appreciated your work for many years. You have captured so many iconic musicians, The Who, The Beatles, The Stones. I can only imagine the stories you write.
Do tell, do tell.
Well, they say if you lived in the 60s, you don't remember it or something like that. There's some great stories that I do recall to this day. And this is quite some time ago, these pictures were taken. But you'll never forget things like walking into a bedroom of Mick Jagger and two naked women in bed with him. It just happened to be a film set. It was his acting debut. The film was performance. And I had no idea what to expect. And we just walked in the door and there was Mick and two naked women. And it was like, okay. And I look across the room and I think, God, I want to stay here and shoot this. So I had to try and find a little corner to be out of the way. And as I walked past the bed, I kind of had to sit on the edge of the bed to squeeze by. And Mick is glaring at me like I'm moving in on this threesome. And so I just found the corner, and I was one of the few photographers who were allowed to shoot on that movie set. Wow. So there's certain things that I do remember.
Mm-hmm. But what is it about you, Alec, that allowed you that exclusive access into these moments, into this rock and roll world?
I don't know for sure, but I think some of it was I was a young kid, and maybe
that would usually be a barrier to entry. I would imagine.
Yeah,
right?
I don't understand some of it. I mean, there's the one picture with Mick and Jimi Hendrix, Mick Jagger and Jimi Hendrix, that the first time they were photographed. And I just saw, I was there for a taping of Hendrix at BBC, and at the corner of my eye, I see Mick Jagger. And as soon as Hendrix finishes his set, he walks over and the two of them are there, and I was just turned 18 years old, literally the day before. And I went up to them and said, guys, can you just stand together? And I'm directing these two music icons. And you have to think, who's this kid with the camera? You know, how did he get in? So I just assumed I was young and wasn't threatening.
But in the era of the selfie now, it's much different than, you're capturing someone's spirit. You're capturing a moment, in essence, that is not necessarily coming through on Instagram these days, right? So what is it when you are doing your art and you are engaging with a spirit? This is a spiritual, there's spirit of this person. What is it that you are holding in your consciousness? What is it that you are looking to capture?
One of the most important things you have to do is make them feel comfortable. There's no way that you can be brash and, too controlling. I mean, there's a certain amount of direction that you have to apply because you're trying to get your picture. But if you're overpowering, you lose that connection with people. So I think you have to walk this fine line of, and to gain this sort of knowledge as a young kid, I guess looking back, I looked at some of the work and I'm thinking, wow, how the hell did I do that?
By 17, you were working with 4 different major British publications. How did you get to that point?
I guess just totally focused on work. So I didn't hang out and drink tequila with these rock and rollers. I very much was, okay, I'm here to shoot, and then I want to go back to the studio, and I've got to get these pictures for the cover of this magazine.
But why photography? I mean, were you born with a camera in your hand?
No, I wasn't. I was doing this kind of dead-end job as a dispatch rider in Fleet Street, which is center of the news business in Europe. And I was in the darkroom, and I saw my first print come up in the dish, and I was hooked. Wow. From that moment on, it was like, wow, how did that happen? And I needed some more of that, and then you're hooked. So you go out and you shoot everything. The family cat, the parents, you shoot everything. And that's basically how it started, and then sent pictures into magazines and just persevered.
So tell us about your this whole thing, the event. What is it called exactly?
It's about the photo archive, and obviously in combination with the book. And this show that we're doing at Ron Robinson in Santa Monica, which you're
We
all
love him, by the
invited
way.
to.
Such a sweetheart.
He's an amazing man. And we, out of the blue, because of the success of the book, out of the blue, we got a Facebook message from some woman in China who said, I've got a box of your pictures and slides. Like, really?
Wow.
So it was like, and this long story short was her sister worked at a magazine here in LA. The magazine was closing, they were getting rid of the material. She said, wow, the Rolling Stones, you know, I should save these. So tonight at Ron Robinson, I'm going to meet this woman who was so generous in saving this and sending these pictures from China to here. So they're going to be shown tonight, and the show is going to be there for at least a month in Santa Monica, so check it out.
What a great story.
Right? When you have moments like that, of course, you're grateful, but do you also feel surprised a little as you look back over the course of your life and seeing how far you've come and how much you've accomplished?
This book really should never have been published. In 1972, I had a devastating fire at my studio in London. Thousands of negatives were destroyed. When I quit the music biz and moved to Hollywood, I shipped everything over. During the crossing, water damage, and hundreds of negatives were destroyed. And then I had an office around the corner here on Hollywood Boulevard. And in '94, I think it was, we had the Northridge earthquake. My building was red tagged.
Wow.
No negatives destroyed, but damaged. So taking all that into consideration, it's pretty amazing that there's still this volume of work here that made it to the book, which makes it even more special that Linda found these pictures and is now added to the archive.
Oh.
So it really is touching.
Oh, well, I'm so excited that we're going to be able to witness this incredible moment, you meeting Linda and experiencing the treasures that she is.
I'm really looking forward to meeting her. What a generous person to actually reach out and return these images. So looking forward to that.
So Alec, please remind everyone where they can get the archive.
I guess my name is the simplest way to do it, alecbyrne.com. And on there, there'll be links with Instagram, Facebook, and everything else, I guess.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
an honor to meet you.
Great to be here.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning
Great
La
to
La
be
Land.
here.
You didn't close the door, left a crack open. I couldn't ignore the faint possibility of having hope in this insanity that we still could be, but we're stuck floating in between. From the unshelf, discipline myself to let the sparks die out, shattering anything that has reflections of you.
What? 10 seconds left. That's it.
That was a
10 seconds
that was the
left.
curveball. That was the curveball. Unintentional curveball.
That was the rush.
You scared me. I was like,
Okay. 2, 1.
Wow.
Good design.
okay.
Now,
Show it off.
Camera.
up to you to choose the winner. Is it Annie? Is it Haley? Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I'm so excited to welcome Jasmine Penna to the show. She is the designer behind this gorgeous collection of congé. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
So of course, we've got to start with, what is congé?
Congé. It's French, and in French it means to be on holiday, to be on vacation. And for me, the reason why I chose it to be the name of the brand is primarily because I wanted it to be more of a state of mind, like to feel that you're on vacation when you're wearing the jewelry. more like with the mission of to think free is to be free. And I do believe that all my crystals carry the metaphysical energy for it with those properties. So.
Oh, I love
So
that. I've always wanted to
beautiful.
live where people vacation. The idea? Right, yeah. So.
It takes you out of your daily grind.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
tell us about some of the pieces in the crystals. Which ones are crystals? All the different eye pieces?
So this, actually, the two collections that I have in here are my design patented collections. This is the signature. It also comes in the personalized signature where it creates a bond between you and the person you're giving it to, because you can personalize it with the letter. And then this is the third eye collection. And they both have natural crystals that have not been treated. They've just been cut to size for my design.
So people mention the third eye in La La Land, all of them, but for viewers watching who might not know what the heck that means,
okay,
please explain.
So for my design, it's my interpretation of the evil eye. So I feel that the third eye exists. So it's an extension of yourself. It's your gut, it's your intuition. It's what your body tells you without your eyes and your mind being involved with it. So the reason why I did white diamonds on the top, it's for clarity. The bottom, black lashes, it's for balance. The center stone is where the crystal is. So it's kind of like I see you with love, hence the rose quartz. I want to shield you from anything that you shouldn't see. That would be like the black tourmaline. So like some cultures believe it's in the center of your palm, some believe it's in the back of your neck. Most believe it's in the center of your two eyes, but it's closed. You just have to follow your own intuition.
Yeah,
and
the
it was
pineal
like,
gland, the third eye, for
Thank
sure. It's
you.
so beautiful.
When did your personal spiritual metaphysical journey begin?
before I even knew what it was. Way before I knew what it was. I actually remember a certain specific day. I think we were in Yellowstone National Park, and we stopped in a store, and I picked up, I think it was a tiger's eye at the time. That was like the first thing that I picked up. And my dad, he's an organic chemist, but he really believes in the metaphysical world. And he's like, what do you feel from this stone? And I said, well, honestly, this is what I feel. And he grabs the book from the top shelf of the store, and it was exactly what its properties are.
Wow.
So he tried it again, and he tried it again, and he's like looking at my mom. So I've always had a connection with them. I genuinely feel like the crystals that I've had since I was a kid are my friends. They all have different personalities, but they all do different things for me. When I feel just a little bit lonely, I'll pick up my rose quartz. And you know, if I feel like, oh my God, today might not go right, I'll pick up my black tourmaline. So I really do believe they're like my friends.
Yeah,
So interesting, 'cause, I mean, you're in Nordstrom, so it's good to know that a place like Nordstrom's is bringing, you know, consciousness in through different products.
Oh, they are 100% for it.
I know, Jasmine, that you have several collections. Do you have a favorite?
I love all of them, but my favorite will always be the first one, which is the signature and the personalized, because it's like a keepsake. It's something that makes you at all times feel safe, lucky, and loved, which are the fundamental things that I think everybody wants to feel. And the way I designed it is you can wear it horizontally or vertically if you wanted. It's an 18 karat gold. It becomes like an extension of yourself. You can wear it however you want. It doesn't matter what your outfit is. You know, you can just work with it. And that one's my favorite because it literally imbues. It gives you courage when you need courage. It gives you calmness when you need calmness, depending on the stones that you wear.
Tell us about the pieces you're wearing right now.
Well, I'm wearing the rose quartz for my son, and this one's extra personalized because it says his name on it. I'm wearing the scarab because I'm in a transition with myself. I'm coming up with a new collection, and scarabs describe change, transformation, self-betterment, achievements. So that's why I'm wearing that one. And the little personalized turquoise is an H. And that is just a really weird story because I had a dream that I had to wear it with my birth name because I go by Jasmine, but my name is Hasmig, which starts with an H. It means Jasmine in English. So I had a dream that I had to wear it, so I haven't taken it off since.
Jewelry is so important. It's like I have a relationship with my jewelry, and I'm not a big, you know, you have kind of fun pieces that you play around with, but your core pieces, they're like members of the family. I mean, really,
100%.
it's bizarre. Yeah.
My black tourmaline hasn't come off me since I wore this the day before I found out I got pregnant. And then even during my like C-section, I'm like, I am not taking my black tourmaline off. It is not coming off of me, and it didn't. So
Oh, that's
exactly what you
interesting.
said. It'll never come off.
Jewelry can be one of those meaningful gifts a person can
Yeah.
give. So in preparation for Mother's Day,
Precisely.
what would you recommend or suggest that we could gift to the special women in our lives?
Well, the signature and the personalized always do the best for that. And the third eye is a great way to go. I've noticed those pick up in the last month. Like for moms, the rose quartz has been doing good. And it's been a toss-up between the rose gold and the yellow gold. They're pretty toe-to-toe with the rose quartz. So they're just great gifts because it's a keepsake between you and that person. It's a bond. So
nice.
That's
Thank you
always
so
remember
much.
you. Thank you
Tell
so
people where
much.
they can find your
either congelife.com or nordstrom.com.
amazing.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Stay tuned. We'll be
you.
right back.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
I want to
it.
live that. Good Morning LaLa Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of these interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the whole show can be seen on EverTalk TV, now available on Apple TV.
This is my first TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. You can always find these videos and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa on Thought Thursday. We are here with a walking angel. She's used her thoughts for good, for sure. Elizabeth Fraley is in the house. She's the founder of Kinder Ready and Elementary Wise, working with children, doing all kinds of things. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Please tell us about your different programs.
Sure. So we offer several different services. The first service that we offer is consulting for parents. We want to make sure that they know all the options, especially here in Los Angeles. There's so many options, and it's just important that they know their choice. We also do one-on-one
choice
classes.
in what?
Their choices in school. So there's public, there's private, all sorts of choices. So,
Lots of choices.
So why did you personally, though, start Kinder Ready?
As a classroom teacher, I actually saw learning gaps, especially kids going from preschool into kindergarten among other grade levels. So I really thought, I want to help kids eliminate the stress. I want to help them feel good and empowered. So that's our mission at Kinder Ready.
How can parents at home prepare?
There's many things that you can do. One of the best things is to really get to know your classroom teacher, really get to know what the year looks like and plan ahead, and really just be in touch with your teacher and really get a feel for what your child needs.
Yeah. Was it hard making the transition from that work to doing the Kinder Ready? Sorry, Kinder Ready.
Not really. I feel like, working with kids, working with parents, it's all interrelated. So it all jives together. Yeah.
You know, a lot of kids also need tutors. Is there a
Yes.
way of assessing, does my child need a tutor? Am I able to support enough? And how would a parent find the right tutor for their child?
Sure. Well, there's many ways to know if your child's a good candidate for tutoring. The first is to check in with your teacher and really get an honest evaluation of what it is they might need. And really look at your child. Are they feeling confident with what they're doing? Do they need someone to, for moral support? I always recommend tutoring at least once a week for kids. It doesn't matter if they're gifted, at level, or maybe below performance level in their classroom. It's really just a great check-in each week. So
You also deal with summer camps.
We
Love
do,
that.
yes.
Summer camps are so fun, and there's so many great
Yes.
ones these days. So what does that look like?
So our summer camp is really great. We do a home visit with the families ahead of time. We want to make sure the parents know a little bit more about who we are and what we do, and of course the child. And the main objective, I feel, for the camp is to really help the child with drop-off scenarios. I can't even imagine being a preschooler and going to a new school with a new teacher. It can be. So I think that's one of our main goals, is just to help with that social and
We all have
emotional
trauma
piece.
for that first day, right? Like, really traumatic.
And it's a summer camp, but it's fun, and we interweave all those elements of learning. And every child that leaves camp always leaves knowing a new friend. Parents can always connect with other great parents, so I really recommend it. And they get a jump start on their writing and their early reading strategies, their math. We have a swim coach that's there. We do arts and crafts. I mean, it's a great day.
And big shout out to Laura Cudditon, who's did a blog. On your where can they find that blog? It's on.
It's online on Laura's blog.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Boss Lady Boss Mamas. Yes. Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen you obviously be the go-to expert for so many LA families, celebrities
thank you.
alike, from, you know, Lady Boss Mamas to Hallmark's Home and Family. Could you just share a bit with us here on La La Land what your philosophy and your approach is? What is your mission with this?
Sure. Well, I really want to individualize education and really make it more interest-based. I think a lot of times in whole group instruction, kids, you know, all these little details get swept under the rug. So if we can really get in there, individualize, make it fun, make it unique, I think that's where kids really respond.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's so interesting you say that, because I remember as a kid feeling very much like I didn't like school.
Sure.
And I didn't want to learn. And then I discovered later in life that I love learning.
Yes.
I actually love school, but it wasn't interest
Yeah.
oriented or interest based.
Sure,
Beautiful.
sure. And the great thing is we use various approaches. So we use a lot of tactile learning, so a lot of hands-on learning, especially for younger kids. And then we do kinesthetic or movement-based learning. That's really great for active young boys, especially. We do a lot with music, visual learning. So we make it really fun and interactive, and I think that's the main thing.
Oh, well, thank you so much for your work. Please tell everyone where they can find and work with you.
Yes, so our website is kinderready.com, and then our Instagram handle is kinderreadyla.
Fantastic.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Ageless Ambitions on EverTalk TV. I am so excited.
This is CEO with Anna David and Lauren Wallet.
Welcome back to another episode of Mind, Body, Spirit. I'm Dr. Kate.
My people, this is Table for One, and I'm Leah Sergakis. It is time for another episode of Sassy and Single, because that's what I am. I'm your host, Natalie Sadie.
Erica Dela Cruz, the #Passionista. You are watching Passion to Paycheck.
Welcome to another episode of Purpose. I'm your host, Brittany Zonker.
Welcome back to On That Note. I'm your host, Elizabeth Lake. She shares all her tricks in her new book, Your Healthiest Healthy, The Beautiful and Talented Samantha Harris.
Hey everyone, I'm Lindsay Hoffman and welcome to the Dose of Bliss show.
Hi, I'm Valentina and you're watching Ciao Bella.
Welcome to the Alyssa Goodman Show, and every week I have the honor of interviewing a game changer in the wellness arena.
Hi, welcome to Defining Moments. I'm Suzanne Quas.
Hi guys, my name is Serena Poon and welcome to my show, Serena Loves.
Hello, I'm Lauren Francesca.
I'm Brad Grunberg.
And you're watching
How to Start.
Thank you guys so much for watching. You can always find these videos and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I'm so excited to welcome to the show Ray Chow. He's the founder of the Die Laughing Film Festival. And what an incredible time to have this conversation on Thought Thursday, because laughter is key.
Laughter is the best medicine. And before we start, I brought you, this is better than Movie Pass.
This is like a therapy, it's like a therapy session.
Yeah, you don't have to
I need a
subscribe.
therapy
You
session.
don't have to.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and
Ray,
this.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is very kind of you.
Wow, there's money in here. No.
This is priceless. This is priceless. So Ray, your journey is so interesting though, because I know you went from prosecuting attorney's office in Chicago to now an actor in Hollywood and creating an opportunity to showcase filmmakers like you.
Yeah, I've had a really unusual journey. I was a prosecutor. I loved it in Chicago. It was great. But then I just did a 180, and now I am a struggling actor. But,
Congratulations.
Yeah, I did it. I tell everyone I'm actually going down the ladder of success. But it's amazing, and I really love film. I love filmmaking, and I love the film festival circuit. People are so giving. And you were saying earlier about reacting and things like that. And you know, sometimes as filmmakers, we make something, we put it out there, but we don't get any reaction. Especially a short film, an independent filmmaker, they have no idea that maybe it's on, you know, online or something. But this is an opportunity to come with a live audience and have them react to it. Have them laugh, have them cry, have them scream.
That's such an important opportunity, though, because filmmakers from across the nation are going to be celebrated this weekend, Friday the 10th, Saturday the 11th, at your festival. And it's because of you. They get to showcase their hard work and their talent to the world.
I thought I wanted to bring some magic of filmmaking to Hollywood. I felt like it might be a good place.
Hollywood needs it. Let me tell you.
They need it.
Well, the complex, though, is kind of an iconic
It is.
theater group in LA. The Fringe Fest is part of the complex. Tell us why you partnered with them in hosting.
Well,
that.
I had staged some live shows there, and it's a great facility. They're great people. They've got a series of small black box theaters, very intimate, and that's the vibe I wanted. I didn't want a big Cineplex. I wanted something where the filmmakers could collaborate, network, and get to know each other. And audience, is meeting them, asking them questions, and interacting.
I think the engagement is key, right? Because sometimes the whole idea of filmmaking, or even approaching a director or an actor that you've just seen on screen, it can seem unattainable or unapproachable.
Absolutely.
So is it short films or long films, or what can they expect?
Short and long. So we have 67 short films and 4 feature films.
Cool.
Several of them are world premieres.
Amazing.
And we also have 15 screenwriters from around the country coming in to read excerpts from their scripts.
And do people vote, or how do they give feedback, or how do they?
Yeah, there is an Audience Choice Award. I can't really divulge the system. We're very sensitive about voting and security. But there are awards. I mean, it's a fun evening. And it's a great opportunity for filmmakers to show their work to family and friends, and maybe, who knows, some producer or someone could come in.
You never know. What you might not know in La La Land is that I forayed into a bit of production design, and the feature film that I was involved with, Animal Among Us, is actually being showcased this Saturday at the Die Laughing Film Festival, of course, directed and produced by John Woodruff, starring Emmy award-winning Heather Tom from Bold and the Beautiful, Erin Daniels, of course. I mean, you might recognize her from The L Word, and Alex Mack. I mean, I was such a fan of Alex Mack, aka Larissa Olenek. So she's been hiding in the indie scene for a while after, things like 10 Things I Hate About You. So she's going to have her big screen debut again. I'm really excited.
We were really fortunate to have the world premiere of Animal Among Us. It's going to be Saturday night at 7. And it's going to be amazing. We have a red carpet.
And I'll be there.
Exciting. So I'm so proud of you. I'm sure there's so many people out there that are in a job that they don't really love, and they're called to come into the arts or whatever it is. What advice could you give them?
Well, I would say stick at it. I'm a living example. I traditional, attorney, prosecutor, and I 180. I mean, it was a 180, and you can't look back. Yeah, it is really scary.
How'd you make the decision? How did you decide? Was it?
Well, it was. I was straddling both worlds, and it was really, really hard. It was. I was in court and I was putting people, in jail literally during the day, and then at night I was on stage doing comedy. So it was like a really, it was really dual personality. But
I began Gemini.
Ray, I'm wondering though, at what point did you decide, laughter is really what I want to invest my time and my talent in? It's more important than the paycheck.
My worlds did collide in a very unusual way. So I was teaching law school, and one of my students was taking improv classes, and she invited me to her improv show. I had never performed, seen an improv show ever, and I was like, wow, that looks like fun. And so she literally, my student, changed my life. Wow. And I was like, oh, I could do that. And I started doing that. And then I realized that I like people laughing at me instead of being afraid of me in courtrooms.
Well, tell people where they can find you, find the film festival.
Sure. I think the best way is to our website, www.dielaughingfilmfestival.com.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Ray. We'll see you this weekend.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We have gorgeous Sarah Johnny in the house. She is an influencer, an actor, international actor. You speak 5 languages.
Yeah.
And she's a good girlfriend of mine as well. She's hot, huh? So gorgeous. How are you, honey?
Thank you so much. I'm pretty good. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm very excited. I love it.
You are like epitomize when I think of an influencer online. You have those gorgeous pictures. Everything, you're like, this is where I get my lashes done. This is where I do this. People watch you, they want to know, how did you get to this position of, you really are technically an influencer online?
Yeah, basically I live my life for others. I'm enjoying it. I had to get used to it, to being watched all the time, but it's amazing how many people are asking me so much stuff about beauty and fashion and all that, and I was like, okay, if I know all these things, why I shouldn't share it?
So that's what precipitated you going online and sharing it all online, is that people were sort of asking you for it?
Yes,
Yeah.
I never planned to start this. I'm here for acting. I have my acting projects and everything, but they were all the time asking me, so where you got your lashes done, or what are you doing with your skin, and whatever, and I was like, okay, so if people want to see it, I should share it.
Absolutely,
Right.
fantastic.
So how long have you been in Los Angeles? Tell us your backstory. You came here how long ago? You have 5 languages. You're from Germany. It's very unusual. It's not a typical acting career for someone here in Hollywood.
No, I came actually from a total different industry. I came from the car industry. I was born in Tehran, raised in Germany. I was a refugee kid. With 17, I had to live on my own, and everything that I became is through hard work. So yeah, I've studied, I did my school and everything, and then I decided, no, this is not what I want to do. I have dreams and I have a message to give to people. So I came to LA and I started a new life, and I studied acting, and I'm working as an actress also overseas. I'm working on projects.
Would you mind sharing with us, though, what those dreams and that purpose, that drive is?
So everybody wants to have a voice, I think, and for me personally, it's very important to be a good role model for the younger people, because nowadays we see things and we think they're normal, you know, and for me it's important that women are not going a path which others are taking all the time, so they can say, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to take a picture where I'm not feeling comfortable in a bikini. If you were to work with a photographer, I don't want to be in lingerie. So women got to stand up and say, no, that's very important to me. And also for the boys to see they have to respect women because they work for their stuff. They're not just here to, you know, get a man who is taking care of themselves, you know.
But what I like about you is you're very opinionated, which I love. And some people were like you know, people either love that about me or not. And that's one thing I think we've really connected on. You're very opinionated in a great way. You know who you are, you know what you want, and you don't put up with anything. How did you get that? Was that where you're born with that, or did you have to do that after being in Hollywood for a while, or what?
I mean, Hollywood changed a lot, definitely. It makes you grow. And I know for some people it's like, oh, why she thinks she's always right or whatever. I respect every other opinion. The thing is, through experience and through the things that I've learned in my life, I know exactly when for me personally something is right or wrong, and I'm saying it. I'm just very honest. Maybe it's because I'm German. Sometimes I should maybe be more polite, but I'm just like, no, this is bullshit. I'm not wasting my time. So this is sometimes.
This is why we get along so well. So you just became, you're ambassador of lots of things online. I think people see there's Pretty Little Things that you are now representing as well. Which, tell us about, how do you make those connections? How do you, as an influencer online, strike the deal?
Okay, the whole influencing thing was, to be honest to you, investment. So you had to invest time and money. You had to buy products. You have to create images. It's like really like, I think 1.5 years it just took me to have that image of a person who could represent all these products. It's not just that, oh, she's pretty, she can represent something. I had followers. I had the whole content, which is very important. And also you have to have the image that the company wants to represent. And then after that, they started asking me for little projects, and when people saw like it's really like, you know, good content and they love it, then I had an agency who started working with me. So
Sarah, tell us about some of the companies or products that you really truly did fall in love with or want to endorse, because a lot of people just influence for a paycheck.
Exactly, that's a very good point. I'm never working with companies or brands I personally would never stand behind it. Like they asked me to do a condom, whatever. I don't know, I think like a few posts for condoms, which is a good thing, yeah. But I don't want to be associated with everything which is sexual on my page. So I love the fashion brands. Everything that I wear is something that I would personally wear. And I learned to say no to projects which are not my taste, or I think they're not good for other people.
I love that.
Fantastic.
So what are you most excited about now?
Right now I'm working on a project. First we start on the European market. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to say what it is right now, but it's something that I'm creating, and I will come over here with that project as well. And I'm producing also a short film right now, so.
Amazing.
Super cool.
Well, tell people where they can find you and follow you.
The best way is on Instagram, Sarah Dastrani. And I have also all these other social media pages, but Instagram is basically where I am 24/7.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. Phenomenal day here on Thought Thursday. Question I have for each of our extraordinary guests is, if there's one lesson you've learned in life or business that you think would help other people, what would that one lesson be?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
Could be anything.
Start with you.
I think the best lesson I learned is everything is a two-way street, no matter what. Put it out there in a positive way, and it'll come back to you in a positive way.
Fantastic.
So good.
Yeah.
You want to start?
Oh, sure.
I really believe in self-care and taking time for you. When you don't do that, you lose your creativity, and you suffer in the end. So self-care, taking time out for you is very important.
I actually think you should just roll with the punches and go with the flow, and there's room for everybody.
Live that congé life.
Thank you.
So to me personally, it's researching, knowing what you're talking about, and learning to say no and make the right choices.
Love it.
My advice would be to, if you're a photographer, retain your copyright. Do not work for anyone where you have to sign away your copyright, because one day it might end up being really valuable.
Any artist.
Any artist.
Any artist.
Fascinating.
Right.
Yeah.
Intellectual property.
Absolutely.
I think it's interesting on here, you know, we have had, how many guests have we had now?
Almost 3,000 guests.
Holy moly. I just heard you say that the other day and I was like, what? Like, I didn't know. It's been like a whirlwind.
Over 700 episodes, 3,000 guests, and 100 million impressions.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that the common denominator of having so many extraordinary guests on is the ability to use thought for good. I think Thought Thursday is really an important day of the week, because recognizing that we can use it to create scarcity, create chaos, create whatever, but you guys are all choosing to create it in whatever expressions. And generally, they've all been extraordinary expressions. And just I want to thank you guys for all the work that you do and know what you do on a typical Thursday. What does the rest of your day look like?
Me? I've got to go to Ron Robinson. That's my big day.
That's a typical Thursday.
That's my big day today. And start this whole exhibition, which is going to be there for about a month.
Super cool.
I have a photo shoot and I'm writing today.
I gotta get to downtown as soon as possible for photography for some of my new pieces.
Well, good luck because it's after 10 o'clock, so rush hour's over. We're good. We're good.
To finish up the rest of the day, I'm going to be meeting with some clients and then finishing up our product line.
All right.
Nice.
I have to collate and staple 300 programs. So if anyone wants to help.
How about you guys? How about you, Jonathan and Rob?
Well, I will be at Alice and Olivia tonight in Beverly Hills, co-hosting Neely Fisher's book launch, Food You Want for the Life You Crave. Dropping by Ron Robinson, if I can beat the rush hour traffic thing, and of course gearing up for the Die Laughing Film Fest. I'm so excited.
Right.
Fantastic.
How about you, Rob?
Mostly just wait to come back here for Good Morning LaLa. I said, no, I got clients and other things. I don't even check my calendar or schedule until the day of. So
I teach on Thursday, so I'll be in meetings, teach, and then I've actually got to shoot a couple podcasts, and then I go downtown to a big event.
Awesome.
Year anniversary of Self-Love Lessons downtown at Hotel Figueroa.
We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of these interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the full episode is available on replay at EverTalk TV on Apple TV.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. Have a beautiful day. May you use your thinking for good. Share, comment, follow all these amazing, extraordinary people. Have a great day.
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.